Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is the digital asset space. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you. It's June 19th at 9:30 in the AM Central Time. Happy Father's Day to each and every one of you that are fathers. It is a really interesting time. We need more great dads. That I can tell you for sure. We need more great dads. That is for sure. Interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is the digital asset space. Wow, the market is doing what the market does. We will go over that. John Deaton's and crypto law is possibly the most important video ever. We're going to share that with you as well. You know, I had been holding off on sharing Warren Davidson's tweet, didn't quite understand it. But the more and more Warren Davidson tweets is some very interesting stuff really in that tweet. And it's not great. It's not great. Yeah, it's not great. Yeah, Simon Dixon of Bank to the Future comes to the aid of Celsius Network with the recovery plan. We'll go over that as well. I think that is absolutely outstanding news. And the truth of the matter is, it was a coordinated attack. FTX looks to be involved in it via Alameda and on the FTX exchange and trying to short the token. Interesting stuff kind of going on there, but the Celsians have showed up in force. They have showed up in force to do everything they can to prevent that from happening. Flare Networks, can't wait for that to happen. That's coming real soon, really soon. I'm going to turn you on to someone who I believe is a disruptor in the cash flow business model. I'm going to turn you on to her. You are going to wait. You're going to have to hang out to the end, but you are going to want to wait for that. Patrick Bet Davis goes all in on Peter Schiff. I love it. I can't wait to share that with you guys. So listen, guys, this is your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. So look at this. The Bitcoin dominance is at 41.3%. The total cryptocurrency market cap is at $888 billion. $888 billion. Wow. Ooh, Bitcoin is at $19,412. Ethereum is at $1,034. XRP is at 31 cents. My guy, blockchain backer, it's interesting. He's really pointing out, has noticed the Bitcoin dominance going down. Interestingly enough, going down while the price of Bitcoin is going down. It's very interesting and fascinating. We're going to see how it plays out. Will the alts have a run? Don't know. Really just do not know. Just not feeling that way. We know we shared with you guys a couple of months ago how we went to the risk off mode, right? Getting more gold and stable coins and dirty nasty fiat into our dividend paying cash value policies. This has been our strategy, and our other strategy is more cash flow businesses. Can't wait to share. This lady is phenomenal. Can't wait to share with you guys. So XRP is at 31 cents. Look, a lot of double figure reds all over. The madness is crazy. I still think that's interesting. Got some 24-hour greens. Litecoin 11. That's Leo token. Sorry, I thought it was Litecoin. Thought I saw Litecoin is 11% on a 24-hour. Interestingly enough, my guy, High Altitude Investing, he is really on Bitcoin Satoshi Vision. Like, he is really on that one. I gotta tell you, interesting. BSV, he is really into it. So anyway, so there it is. The market is doing what the market does. $888 billion for the total cryptocurrency market cap. Wow. John Deaton says, very proud of Crypto Law US Connect, Crypto Law US Connect to Congress. For those of you who say it won't make a difference, you are wrong. This is the second unsolicited reply from the House GOP leader from a message sent in January. Nice. So David Tech.crypto put this out, or shared this with the community rather. Where does that go? Here it is. Here it is. We received a second reply from Kevin McCarthy to my January Connect to Congress letter. And this is a quote from Mr. McCarthy, apparently. Given the SEC's Office of Inspector General is aware of this request, along with litigation between SEC and Ripple with respect to compliance with conflict of interest rules. What you do matter, right? What you do every single day, it does truly matter. And I just believe that to connect to Congress on crypto law, crypto-law.us, crypto-law.us, connect to Congress, it makes a difference. It absolutely makes a difference. We want to point out ETH. We want to let them know the real deal. Let them know what's going on. Express your concerns. We are, look, you know, I hear YouTubers all the time talking about how the governments of the world will pull out their tanks. Well, here's what I say. We are the tanks. The people are the tanks. But we have to come together as opposed to warring with one another over technology. When we come together, we're powerful. But when we get into little maxi battles, trying to mask it as pointing out the flaw in the technology, when it really is just a maxi battle. That's what it really is. But when we come together, we could do a lot of great things when we come together. Remember, they want us to war with one another. That's what they want. Let's share this video. I think it's just really, really important video from Crypto Law. And it's hugely important that we understand and we let them know that we understand.
When you make a decision with other people's money, there's going to be some inherent conflicts. That's a situation as old as antiquity. Left unchecked, these conflicts might affect the quality of the advice that you receive and in turn, the financial future you have worked so hard to build. There are built-in certain concepts embedded in our regulation to protect you. These obligations protect all of us and build trust in our financial system. If you think that investment professional might not be following these standards, reach out to us. And everything we do at the SEC is to help protect investors, and we are here to work for you.
Only Congress has oversight on the SEC. Demand your lawmakers support an investigation. Connect to Congress today.
Yeah, it's really, really important. It really is important. And let me do this. Nice work, team. Really, really important that we share this video out. Let it trend on Twitter and the whole 9 yards. It's getting out there. Senator Hagerty is catching, he's really calling out Gary Gensler and some kind of these backdoor things that he puts in the proposals. I think that's really, really important. So congrats to each and every one of us. Again, each of us need all of us, and all of us need each of us. It's not one person that makes it happen. It's us coming together that makes it happen. Simon Dixon, this is from Celsius Network. Simon Dixon just released a statement offering to help Celsius with a recovery plan, similar to the Bitfinex post-hack recovery. With Bank to the Future, Simon Dixon, my guy, I've been part of his community for a number of years now, and really, really smart guy. Love reading his book, Bank to the Future, Protect Your Future Before Governments Go Bust. Early guy in the Bitcoin community, very, very early. Former investment banker, former trader, really smart guy. Here's Simon Dixon right here at Celsius Network Recovery Plan. a statement from me and Bank to the future. Follow this guy. I'm telling you, follow him on Twitter at Simon Dixon Twit, TWITT, and on YouTube. His channel, he has 2 channels. His name, Simon Dixon, and then BNK to the future for Bank. BNK to the future. Smart guy and looking to do good. And I love the smart guys looking to do good for everyone and providing a level playing field. He is definitely doing that. Here is the recovery plan. I'm not going to read all of it, but it says Celsius recovery plan, a statement from Simon Dixon and Bank to the future. I'm just going to read this one thing here. At Bank to the Future, we have 1,039 of our investors that own shares in Celsius Network, SPV. Our CEO and co-founder Simon Dixon drafted a message for both the Celsius community and our investor community in light of the recent suspension of withdrawals at Celsius. Since 2011, I've seen Mt. Gox collapse the market, says Simon Dixon. ICOs collapse the market, and now leverage collapse the market. In each cycle, we innovate solutions using new technologies. Celsius and their CEO, Alex Mashinsky, have been live every week, sharing their journey and building a community. I'm confident he will find the right solution, like our industry always has when financial innovation goes wrong. It's a bottom-up movement, and I have always used bottom-up solutions to recover from disasters in our sector. As a Celsius shareholder, lender, and Bitcoin evangelist, and due to the short-term systemic impact on those that own Bitcoin, I am keen to support Celsius Network with a recovery plan. Shout out to Simon Dixon. Shout out to Simon Dixon again. I still believe snowball thing will kind of happen. You know, people always wait on the sidelines. They don't want to be the first to lend a hand, but when you get one that begins, you get one to make that first move, then the next one will make a move, right? So the first one takes the biggest risk. Next one takes less risk, and then the next one takes less risk. That's my opinion. So, got 2 of those there. Let's go here. This is going on FTX. A lot of FTX is kind of doing wash trading, and they're going on somewhere else, and then they're coming back to FTX and trying to short it. But Celsius caught word of it and have been getting their sell token on FTX, taking it off, putting it on MetaMask in their private wallets. And there's actually a way for you to do it on Ledger as well. So this is a tweet from Warren Davidson. I had this tweet, I shared it. I mean, I had it, I hadn't shared it, but this is interesting to me what he's saying here. And he put this in quotation marks. So did someone say this? Because Jerome Powell doesn't say this in this video. This is Warren Davidson's tweet. It says, quote unquote, when the dollar collapses, we're preparing to implement a police state that uses money as a means of control and coercion. That is. Anyway, says, nope, says Warren Davidson. Sound money serves a stable store of value and efficient means of exchange, not as a creepy surveillance system to control the population. Yeah, that's just not great. That's just not right. That's not great. I think we'll all, shout out to @SourceD20. I think we'll all appreciate what Flare Networks is building once they're done. You all better be happy Flare Networks hasn't been caught up in all the smoke of this bear market drama and the events that have gone down. Measure twice and cut once. I hear you. Source D. Raul Paul. Why humans love open-ended leverage so much is an utter mystery. No leverage plus cash flow equals low stress plus optionality. Simple. Yeah. Well, the bottom line is you say it all the time in your videos, Raul Paul, and that is the fact that wages are not meeting, they're not nowhere near in lockstep with inflation. That's why. Now, I certainly don't recommend leverage, but margin loads are leverage, according to my guy, Data Dash. So borrowing against your crypto is taking a leverage position, according to my guy, Data dash. Yeah. So not just the leverage, we're on the derivatives exchanges like FTX, for example, that allow you to go 1x, 2x, 2.5x, 3x, 3.5x, 20x, 25x. Not only that is leverage, but he's saying when you take a margin loan at, whatever LTV it happens to be, 25, 33, 50%, you're participating in a leverage loan scenario, leverage trading scenario. Now it's not as nasty as 2x, 3x, and the 5x, the 25x, but you're still participating in it, especially if you get liquidated. So we're gonna wait and see if Kevin Leary was right or wrong about Celsius Network. Let's take a listen to this.
Yes, I have. I own Bitcoin and 32 other blockchain positions projects. Here's my thinking. In the next week or two, we're going to hear a big player go to zero. We had this over the weekend with Celsius. It got basically gated. It's going to go to zero. But I'm talking somebody big. I don't know who it's going to be yet. Somebody's over-levered. When they blow up, there'll be panic in the streets. That'll be the bottom.
It's basically gated, and it's going to go to zero, says Kevin Leary. We shall see. I say to you, Kevin, the gate's been opened. It may be just barely cracked, but the gate has been opened, my friend. Listen to Patrick Bet-David here, and then I'm going to share this phenomenal woman with you who is got some massive, phenomenal cash flow ideas. But listen to Patrick Bet-David here. Go in on Peter Schiff. It's pretty interesting. Is it the end of crypto with a question mark, says Patrick Bet-David. Debated this topic with Peter Schiff on Dan Bongino. What do you think? Take a listen to this. Patrick Bet-David, by the way, of Valuetainment with over 3 million subscribers. Huge success story. He loves to share his American success story coming to this country from Iran. And it is a phenomenal story. He is quite the speaker. Take a listen to this.
Craze here to weigh in is chief economist at Euro Pacific, Peter Schiff, and entrepreneur Patrick Bet-David. Peter, you've been on the show before about this topic. Been a tough couple months for crypto. Is this the end, or have we hit the bottom?
Well, we've definitely haven't hit the bottom. I kind of hope it's the end, or at least the beginning of the end, before more people have an opportunity to lose more money in this pyramid scheme. But you talk about all the value that's evaporated. It's just market value. There's no real value in Bitcoin or any of the other cryptocurrencies. They simply have a price, and as long as people are foolish enough to pay that price, you'll have market value. But the only reason people want any cryptocurrencies is because they think they're going to get rich. They think there's a greater fool out there that's going to pay a higher price, only they don't realize that they're waiting for a fool. And ultimately, the fools that are left holding the bag are the losers. And I think, unfortunately, there's a lot of people that are going to be bag holders in this. I think a lot of the original investors, the whales, they've been dumping. I mean, they pumped this thing up. They paid off all these celebrities and athletes and politicians, and they hyped the hell out of it over the past year. They spent all sorts of money on commercials and conferences, and they dumped out all this stuff to the public, and they were cashing out. And now the bottom's dropping out of the market, and we have a long way to fall.
Patrick, I'll let you respond. Your thoughts on that?
Well, listen, this has got to be Peter Fisher's favorite season, because his phrase moving forward for the next 6 to 12 months is going to be, I told you so. Peter, you ought to buy a shirt that says, I told you so, and enjoy it for a year, maybe 18, 24 months. But I'll take a couple things here. The part we got to be thinking about is Peter may be right. Here's the thing. When disruption and change happens, we don't know who's right. There's a side where it's the way it's always been done that's afraid of change. That's more of Peter's camp, which is gold, equities. This is what we got to be doing. They have no clue what they're doing. It's a scam. It's this. They're just trying to pump and dump, and you don't know what we're doing. Okay, fine. He may be right, but he may also be wrong. And then there's the other side, which the younger generation is saying, Peter, we just don't like the way you've been doing things. We don't. We just don't trust the Fed. We would trust gold if our money was backed by gold, but it's not. And your dream of the government and our currency being backed by gold, It's going to take a lot of convincing and a lot of powerful people to say yes for that to happen. So because of that, Peter, we think you're a little bit naive and you're oblivious to what's taking place. We want to take it in a different direction because we no longer trust the centralized monetary system. We want it to be decentralized. But I'm going to tell you this here, Dan, for us to be thinking about. No one is 100% certain who's going to be right. It's going to take about 12 to 24 months, maybe 36 more months for us to know whether Peter's camp is right or whether their camp is right. But if
shout out to Patrick Bet David going in on Peter Schiff, who just doesn't get it, and he gets on the air. Peter does. He's really just talking his books because he's everything around him is built on gold. So his future is in gold, and he doesn't want it to become obsolete. But it doesn't matter what he wants. Right, the market decides, just like Patrick Bet Davis is saying, the market will decide. So I want to share this lady with you guys here. It's contrarian thinking. I want to share this because I just think she's phenomenal. Her name is Cody Sanchez, and I think it's what I like it into is a way to think outside the box. But she has major, incredibly awesome cash flow ideas. And in this market, we do generational wealth Wednesdays on our channel. We're bringing that back. And, we always talk about cash flow businesses. And this lady has a lot of great ideas. She's absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to leave a link in the description to her newsletter. You want to become part of that newsletter and get some really, really amazing ideas. And if you want to take it further and become part of the community, you have to make that decision for yourself, but the newsletter is free. There will be a link in the description to do that. I just think she's phenomenal. Take a listen. She's been on, she's going to introduce herself, tell her background, but she's been on, believe it or not, Anthony Pompliano does like a business type podcast as well, not just Bitcoin. Take a listen to who she is here. So let's take a listen to this. A couple of times she's been on Pop's show.
All right, I'm super excited about this. I already told everyone, I think this is going to be one of our best conversations here, so please don't disappoint. No pressure.
Oh, okay.
All right, maybe let's go through your background first, and then we're going to get into some actionable ideas around what people can do to build passive income and from an investing perspective. But what exactly is your background? How did you kind of build all of this?
Well, I started out actually as a conflict journalist. So I was running around Mexico, US-Mexico border, writing about human trafficking, drug smuggling, anything where humans had sort of kinetic connection along a man-made border. And I got a little actually just disenfranchised. Being a journalist is a tough gig, and you end up being excited about terrible things happening to people. And that didn't sound like a good life for me. And so I ended up figuring out, I was talking to one of my mentors at the time, and I asked him, my last name's Sanchez, a bunch of other people across the border's last name was Sanchez. I was like, what's the difference really? And it's not American, it's not Mexican. It was like one difference, which is that I came from a middle-class family. We had some money. And so I was like, well, I think power is really just money in a different form. And I don't know anything about money, and I need to learn about it. So I climbed up the corporate ladder in a bunch of financial institutions. How do you know if somebody worked at Goldman? They tell you in 5 minutes. So I worked at Goldman. I worked at Vanguard, State Street. And then I ended up building this relatively large asset management firm at a firm called State Street. Got recruited to build one at a company called First Trust, a couple $2 billion later, and assets under management, not revenue. We had a big business that was servicing a bunch of people down south. And the only reason that I had the ability to do any of that was because there was sort of, it's what you guys did too. You find this opportunity between narrative and numbers. So the narrative is Bitcoin sucks, 10 years ago or whatever, when you guys first started investing and thinking about it. It's too nascent. We don't understand it. It's used by a bunch of black hat hackers. Well, Latin America was the same. It was like, narco. We're cartels. We don't want to go down there. So I was like, actually, the numbers look great. There's huge growth prospects in the country. I'm going to go down there and build it. So I did, sold out of my shares there, and then looked for the next arbitrage opportunity, which I saw in cannabis. So I started investing in cannabis, then became a partner to cannabis private equity fund, and continue to invest in that space. I'm sit on the board. And then the next thing I started looking at was SMBs, small and medium businesses. So where could you, in my opinion, I look at this world today, I'm like, God, everything's so expensive. There's no value, and I'm not smart enough to compete in a place where everything's expensive and all the players are playing. And so I saw this opportunity in small and medium businesses to start investing and buying mom and pop businesses, because big PE firms play up here at least $10 million in rev. And then down here, it's just us little guys that get to play. And so it's one area of value in a big world. And so journalist to investment banking to finance to private equity to now I buy and hold companies. I can't really use the comparison of Warren Buffett, but like his holdco structure is a similar structure that I.
Yeah, and I love the idea of buying and holding businesses, and she's really, really smart. Again, contrarian thinking, I love it. It will be a link in the description. It'll say think outside the box. I highly encourage you guys. It doesn't cost you anything to get the newsletter, get informed. I love reading her emails every single day from the newsletters, and it is very, very, very valuable. Very, very smart woman, and I love that. Cash flow, and she happens to reside in my hometown, so I'm really, really excited about that and can't wait to meet her for sure. All right, guys, so look for that link in the description, and I guess I'll probably pin it in the comments as well. This wraps up your XRP Ripple daily news in around 0 to 10 minutes. I just want to say again, happy Father's Day to each and every one of you. We need more great dads. We need more great dads for sure. I'm going to end this video like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this. Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.